Hi, I'm George Lang.
And I'm Heather Warlick.
And this is Weekend Look, a discussion of entertainment news in Oklahoma City and the world. Today we're talking about the digital television transition, which is scheduled to go forward on February 17th. Now, there's a delay that is possibly in effect, right, Heather?
Yeah, I guess they're wanting to delay it till June 12th because,
That's right.
well, I guess a couple of factors. The economy is one of them, but also they ran out of the coupons.
That's right. Yeah, Senator Jay Rockefeller of West Virginia actually proposed a bill that would push this back to June 12th. And yeah, the problem, there were a couple of different problems. One was that the Department of Commerce, they reached their ceiling for funding on these coupons, which were basically for $40. They were $40 coupons that could go to buying a converter box, which would convert your old television signal to digital. And so you'd be able to pick up these new digital signals on February 17th. Well, so they ran. So there was a huge backlog of people who have signed up.
Hundreds of thousands of people are not getting their coupons because they've run out of money to fund it.
That's right. That's right. Well, okay. So that bill passed the Senate, but then when it reached the House, it didn't pass. So it looks like we're still on track for February 17th.
It's back in the House today, and so if it passes the House, which it didn't pass the House earlier this week, but it possibly could pass this time because it's got a little bit of rewording. And we'll have to just wait and see. So it may be delayed by a few months, which I kind of think would be a good thing.
It would. Now, if you consider this, now on January 22nd, the AC Nielsen company, the people who measure what we're watching and all that, they released a report that said that 6.5 million people are not prepared for this transition. Which, if you do the math on it, we're a nation of 300 million people, so it's a little over 2% of the population. But also, if you were to think of it this way, Oklahoma is a state with about 3 million people. So if you take like everybody in this state and double it, that's the number of people who are not ready for the transition. So there's a lot of people who need to be concerned about it. There's a lot of people, and it's a lot
of people who are low income, elderly who don't have a clue about how to install a converter box.
Right.
And to me, I was reading a story in the New York Times today, and it was about this woman, Mrs. Clemens, I think it was, 77-year-old woman. I mean, she's really cool. Her favorite bands are Nine Inch Nails, and I'm serious.
She's very cool.
Her favorite bands are Nine Inch Nails, Ozzy Osbourne, and Pink Floyd. Kid you not. But she, she was sitting there. It was just heartbreaking.
I want to see what she knits. Anyway.
But she was saying, she's all alone, and the TV is her best friend, and she has this old school Zenith, the console.
Right.
And she couldn't get the coupon because they'd run out of coupons. She didn't know how to install the converter box, even if she did have a coupon.
Right.
Well, I mean, kind of a nice golden lining or whatever on this story is that Meals on Wheels came out, and they had this big program they were doing where people would donate their coupons to this program. So that they could buy the converter boxes. They came out and they brought her a converter box and installed it, so she's ready to go. But there's millions of stories like that, and it's just there's people who can't afford, even if it's only going to cost them $20 to get this converter box.
Right.
There are people that just can't afford that, and I just think it's a shame.
And the converter boxes themselves, that's something that people are, they don't know where they can get them. And they don't know if they can get them without the coupons. Well, the fact is that the converter boxes are available at most of your retail establishments, your Walmart, your Target, Best Buy, all of these places, and they range from about $40, which would mean that if you had the coupon, it'd be free, basically, up to about $80. And there's for instance, BestBuy.com, they had a couple of them that are listed. One is by a company called Apex that was about $46, and this one it didn't have a very good rating, at least for the customers who had actually bought them. They said that it took a while to scan because these boxes, they have to scan to look for a digital signal, and that the actual picture quality wasn't so good. The Insignia was getting much better ratings from customers. So there are things like that are that people need to be concerned about, because not all of these converters are equal,
right?
But now, so how do you tell if you need something like this? If you need one of these converter boxes, most of the people I know have cable. Or satellite. If you have cable or satellite, then you're fine. You're already taken care of. Now, if you have an old television that is that's was built maybe older than 5 years.
Right, before 2004 is when they changed the law.
That's right. That's right. Then you need to look at it. You need to find out if yours has a digital tuner.
Probably doesn't.
All new televisions, and not just the flat panels, the fancy ones, come with digital tuners now. So that's one option.
Yeah, and if you use rabbit ears, you know you need to get this converter box.
That's exactly right.
Or get cable.
That's right. That's right. Now, and Cox Cable is offering special services, special deals to get people, converted over to their service.
Yeah.
I mean, any opportunity, of course. So that is one possible option. So there's a number of things that you can look at.
Yeah.
So now in Monday's Life section of the Oklahoman, we're going to have some special coverage of the digital switchover. And I'm going to have a special column about, talking about some of the things that we talked about here, some of the things that people can do, sort of news you can use. And then we're also going to have a couple of different stories about what people can expect from these changes. Now, things could change pretty rapidly if the House decides to go forward and say, okay, we need to make this transition.
Right.
But but as of right now, people need to be prepared for February 17th.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, go out and buy your converter box if you can find one.
Do what you have to do, but and also I might mention that if you're watching us right now, you probably have things taken care of, okay? But you also probably know somebody.
Yeah.
You probably you either have a relative or a friend or somebody that you work with, or a neighbor who who doesn't have this taken care of, and you might pass this information on to them. Tell them what we told you, and also mention the fact that it's going to be in the paper on Monday so they can read it.
Yeah, and they're easy to install. If you're watching this, you're high tech, right? So help someone install one, because just like Mrs. Clemens, these TVs are old folks' best friends, sometimes it's their lifeline.
That's right.
Communication, so.
That's right, and the local stations they've been broadcasting regular reminders, but still, a lot of times you're just not paying attention, or it's running during a commercial in a crawl at the top of the screen, and you're just tuning it out. So remind them, let them know.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good. Well, that's all we've got for this week. So for more about movies, music, and everything else that's entertaining, check out the Weekend Look section of the Oklahoman, the A&E section of NewsOK.com, the latest issue of Look at OKC, and WIMGO.com. For Weekend Look, I'm Heather Warlick.
And I'm George Lang.
See you next time.